complaints about the frequent power outages and how they have negatively impacted the course of business or inconvenienced others are plastered all over Facebook and under Belize Electricity Limited's posts. Minister of Energy, Michelle Chabat, explained to News 5 that the existing power crisis resulted from two events that coincided.
Two critical things have happened that are causing the load shedding that we have been experiencing over the last 2 weeks. First of all, BL brought down its GT plant at mile 8.5 for upgrading, right? And unfortunately, they brought it down at a time when Mexico decided to bring us down to zero, all right? And so those factors coincided, and this is the consequence of what you're now seeing.
BEL Chairman Andrew Marshalek says that if electricity rates were higher, Belize would not be in the current position.
Keeping rates artificially low has contributed to the problems we find ourselves in, because you can't have a reliable transmission and distribution system and reliable generation if the environment for earning from that is not what it needs to be. You can't. It's making blood out of stone. It doesn't work that way. You can't have the redundancies in the system that are needed to give you the reliable system that you demand at 40 cents a kilowatt hour. You don't. There are certain realities, and when you insist that that is the charge that will be levied, and we go forward with that, you go forward with that by foregoing some of the things that you need to do in order to make it reliable.
But we should not be seeing this problem for much longer. Marshalek explains that while the Mile 8 gas turbine's capacity is being upgraded and its input is gradually being increased, it should be working to full capacity by Monday.
The turbine used to give 19 megawatts of power, and we've made some upgrades to it so that it gives 30 megawatts of power. So it is an additional 11 megawatts of capacity that will be introduced once that project is complete. Now, we've been rushing to complete it because we're so short of power. So everything has been running at double pace, double time to get it going, and we have it going. The machine was started, it's running. I think last night it gave 15 megs for some 6 hours. It got up to 20 megs, and then there were some issues, some alarms, some tripping. So those bugs have to be worked out, and they are being worked out. We expect that to be done by this weekend. So you'll have the 30 megs from that plant available to us. And with that 30 megs and the other supply sources, it should be just barely enough to meet demand.
According to Shabat, Belize's energy consumption demands resulted from a rapid growth of economy, which surpassed BEL's predictions. But that with the passage of two important pieces of legislation, the Public Utilities Commission can now create other sources of energy generation opportunities for the medium to long term.
A new licensing legislation that opens up the energy market for new entrants. And so, for example, people who are now interested in putting up solar farms are able to do so. People who are using solar panels on their homes are now going to be able to sell into the grid. That is an important legislation we just passed, and we just passed the RFP legislation. And through that legislation, now the PUC will be able to reach out to the public and invite independent power producers to make proposals for the creation of new energy sources for the country.
The legislations that were passed affords power producers that use any energy source to make bids to the government to sell energy. And when that comes on stream, the minister said that the capacity that will provide us should make us more self-sufficient.
We're talking wind, we're talking solar. There are some people who are interested in hydro. So we're looking what we're trying to accomplish. We want to make sure that Belize becomes independent, meaning that we are able to satisfy. Right now we're talking about 125 megawatts we're looking at. We need to grow that beyond the 125 to be able to have some redundancy, right? But we also want to make sure that we have reliable sources of energy. Certainly you've heard about the 60 megawatts that we have been talking with the Saudis about. Those hopefully will be coming on stream within the next year or two, and that would add 60 more megawatts. We're looking at 40 megawatts of battery storage, which we're working on, and we're expecting that that will come on stream by the end of 2025 or the beginning of 2026. And so that there is a plan moving forward.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.